everyone, Tina here with Tina's Inspired Art. Welcome to my channel once again. Today we're going to be doing a botanical pour today, and we're going to be working on a 24 by 24 inch canvas. I am going to attempt kind of a different, somewhat different process to the idea that I have in my mind. I really would like to create a magnolia looking flower. So I'll show you how I drew kind of my outline of what my vision is for this flower and how I want to bring it to life on the canvas with using the acrylic botanical technique. So I've kind of drawn out my layers that I want to put on the canvas. I'm going to start off with my background layers first. Once I put on my base layer, which I'm using a different color today, I have a somewhat, it's like a desert sand beige color for my background. That way my magnolia flower will stand out, because I didn't want to have the white background with white petals. I wouldn't be able to see them. So I decided to do a nice beige background, and then on top of that I'm going to go in with my background leaves, which will be the greenery petals first. And then on top of that, after I blow that out, I am then going to layer on top of that my petals for what my petal colors will be. So it'll be a very different process. It'll still be my botanical technique, but in a very layered process. We'll see if this turns out. I actually have, it looks like I'm going to have like 3 layers. My greens first, after I do my base layer. Then I'll have my green petals. Then I'll do my petals for the actual magnolia flower, which I've labeled them. So my greens are 1s. My petals for the magnolia flower are 2s. And this one petal, because it's a petal that's kind of going up and out, I wanted to do that one after I blew these 2s out, so then I can layer on another layer of it, and I called this number 3. So it'll still be the same as the number 2s in colors, but I need to layer it on afterwards so I can then blow it in the direction I want to without really destroying the underneath layer. We'll see if it works. I'm not sure, but we're going to give it a shot and see it. I've had this idea for so many months in my brain, and today I'm finally just going to give it a try and see if it'll work. So So you can see what I just drew for what I am anticipating this pour to look like. I've numbered them kind of how I want to lay down my petals first. So I can do background petals for my number 1s and then follow with my number 2s. And then my last kind of petal right here, because it's going to go over the other petals, as number 3. So I have to do it in layers in order to get that flow correctly, because I want this to look similar to a big magnolia flower. Something like that. We'll see if it turns out. This is what I'm envisioning. Hopefully it'll come out. All right, guys, stick with me while I flood my canvas with this house interior paint. Actually, the brand that I'm using today is Color Place. I'll flood my canvas and then we'll come back and start doing our design. This is going to be a fun one. Hey guys, I'm back. I flooded my canvas. We've got that beige color all over my canvas. It's so different to look at versus the white for me. But it is covered nicely. And it looks like this brand, I've used it in the past. Not a whole lot, but I have used it. And it's fairly similar to the brand I'm typically using, the PPG. But I'm finding it to be a tad bit thinner than the PPG. So yeah, it's a little bit thinner. So now we're gonna have some fun. This is gonna be hard. I'm gonna start with my outer layers first. And oh, this is gonna be a challenge. So stick with me, guys. We're gonna start playing with it. Before we get to the designing piece of it, I'll talk through my colors real quick. I'm gonna start off with putting my first layer down with some greens. This is an olive green, another olive green from a different brand, just an assortment of different olive greens. This is a lime green and another yellow lime green. So I'm going to layer those greens down first. I might sprinkle in a little bit of the copper in the leaf area. And then for my petals, I'll have a bronze, I'll have a white, a gray. This is the latte. This is this little piggy latte. And a little bit of gold I'm going to sprinkle in there. So we'll see what this all looks like. There's a lot of colors, but in different areas. Okay, time to layer my design with my back petals first. And then I think my center will be about right there. I'm going to actually draw these in there. So all right, so yeah, okay. So this is my green petals. That's that. Kind of wanted one right in this area, but Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so there's 5 petals there. Now I'll just start adding some more of my other green tones in here. I think for the green leaves, we're looking okay. We're gonna start blowing those out and defining that. And then we'll go on to doing our petals. So stay tuned, guys. All right, so that's the start of my petals. Wow, there's a lot of cells going on, but I don't mind because it really makes those petals look super cool. Before I layer on my flower piece of it, I am going to manipulate these background leaves a little bit more to define those leaves. Let's put my botanical technique to these leaves, and then we'll come back and we'll start layering on top of this my flower. This will help define. Just gonna bring it all to the center. I don't know that I'll need my little focal point for this one because it'll be covered. I'll just bring it all to the middle for now. Just give it a little bit more definition on those leaves. I think that's a good start for what I'm looking for. Now, I think it's time to start layering on the petals. So yeah, I'm gonna keep going. All right, I'm gonna begin with the bronze in, kind of like we did before. Petal 1. All right, so, and then once I blow this one out, I'll have that one other leaf coming up. Let's see. Okay, so I had forgotten I want to use this iridescent white. I'm going to add this iridescent white to this mixture. Really want to bring those white petals out. Really take over the white. Really want that white to show up. I'm gonna sprinkle in this, it's kind of a creamy color. I don't know what this is gonna look like. It's got a lot of paint. All right. Ooh, there's a lot of paint. Okay, let's see if this works, guys. Alright guys, well, I just scraped that last painting that I attempted to do. So now I am going to do a completely different one that it just didn't work for me. So time to rethink or just do a different style painting. So yeah, that's what I'm about to do now. Still have the same color. I didn't waste the paint. I scraped it all, mixed it up, and kind of made a slightly different shade of this kind of sandy beige color. So I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna do a variation of different colors too. So I'm not gonna stick with the same colors. I'll stick with this olive green. I have an iridescent white, I have a bronze, a gold. I'm going to sprinkle in a little bit of this, this is this little piggy, and I think it's called S'mores. This little piggy latte. Put a little bit of that in it, and I think I'm gonna go grab, I might put in this a little bit of this blue black. Yeah, I might do those colors. Those are different, so we'll see how this works. Just won't put as much paint on the canvas as I did earlier, and I'll just stick with a normal kind of a flower looking design. So yeah, that's what we'll do today. Stick with me. All right, here we go. I think for the middle, I'm gonna mix this up. I'm gonna start out with this, a little bit of this S'mores to kind of outline. I'll make these lines a little longer, but I'm just trying to see what this should look like. Lots of petals today. All right. Looks about good. Touch of the olive green. This lime green, it needs some brightness for sure. Iridescent white. Just stop while I'm ahead. All right, guys, I'm gonna blow this out. Let's see what it turns out. I'm gonna say a prayer that it looks good. All right, here we go. does look a little dark for me though, I'll have to admit. Right now it looks a little dark. But hopefully when I do my botanical technique to this one, it will look a little better. I'll put a focal point in right there. We'll see if this will come together for me. So stay tuned, guys. We'll see if we can make it work. All right, I am up on my stool because I really need to get above this and see what it looks like. See if I can make this work. See if we can make it happen. Maybe we can make it work. It's different with the darker background, which is, it makes it a little bit darker, but it kind of warms it up. I think it'll turn out at the end. I do believe these colors are looking pretty good together. Sometimes it just has to settle in a little bit and cells start surfacing and really start to come together. Help to lighten it up in areas, and I can really see it in here. It's, whoa, it's really shining now. Like I can really see it's bringing it more depth than when I first saw it. Really actually liking it. This beige, sand beige background kind of warms this one up too, so gives it a whole different feel. I think I'll put you guys on fast mode for the remainder of this, and then I'll come down and I'll show you what it looks like. But I'm liking it, so yeah, I'm feeling really good about it. All right, guys, here we are. I finished this one, and what do you think about her? Tell me. Tell me what you think about these colors. With a little bit of a darker background. I think the colors look good together. Really pretty design. Nice little focal point right there. She's gonna dry really nice too, I have a feeling. Yeah, I think she's gonna look really pretty. Yeah, as soon as she dries, I'll be probably adding that on the end so you guys can see the dried results. But yeah, here she is, guys. If you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing. Check me out on my social media at Tina's Inspired Art. And my website is www.tinasinspiredart.com. Thanks again for joining me, guys. And until next time, have a beautiful day.